Welcome to Gwinnett News Report. My name is Victor Vibes, and today we're having a major breaking news where a father is accused of harming his own son. The family believe all these accusations are false, and they believe the injury or their son got hurt at Creekstone Academy Daycare School in Duluth, Georgia. We tried to go to the Creekstone Academy, and they said they don't know anybody named Melis Joseph or Jojo, who is the son that got injured, and they say they don't know any incident that happened at their school. I'm here at Creekstone Academy in Duluth, where it's claimed that the incident happened here. But the officials, the authorities here, nobody wants to talk to us, and they're claiming that they don't know that incident. That incident never happened here, and they said they don't know anybody named Joseph Melis, who is the son that got injured, and later his father was accused of doing that. So we're still following up this story. So, in an exclusive interview with the child mother, that is Miss Rachel Leon, she said they believe this academy or this daycare, they're hiding something from inside.
So, so yeah, I was at work when all this happened. So I was like, whenever he got home, I said, hey, Jojo, the dog scratched Jojo by mistake tonight, and left a bruise and everything. So the next day, we didn't think anything about it. We didn't document it or take pictures or anything like that. So he brought it in the daycare and said, hey, Jojo got scratched by the dog last night. And I left a bruise, and so that was that. So my daughter has a friend that actually works at the daycare. She got fired the day that defects was called. I don't know. She was a really good employee. She was a really sweet girl, and they fired her because she talked to Sydney and was friends with her. But they claimed that she was talking to Sydney about things, but really she wasn't. Her and Sydney talked about stuff all the time about their jobs and just anything girls talk about or whatever. So anyway, she told me that JoJo had been brought into the office 2 or 3 times. And there was a seesaw accident that we never got information about. There was, so we don't really know what happened. We do believe that JoJo was coached or badgered to the point where he, because a lot of things were really crazy that they did. Like they would call, he listens to his dad better.
So do you believe this incident happened at Creekstone Academy in Duluth?
Honestly, I know for a fact that he had a bruise from the dog on Tuesday night. So I don't know. I didn't know about any other incident except for after all this happened. And I talked to I can give you her number. She got a new job at another daycare, but she kind of wants to stay anonymous. She doesn't want this to blow up and then her get in trouble for talking, because she does sign like a thing where she can't talk about stuff, publicly. But I don't know if it got if it, like it would have been really odd if something did happen at Creekstone that didn't get reported and it was in the same spot as what the dog did. I mean, that would be. I got really confused afterwards because told me that at first they said, "Oh, well, he said he fell off the bed," but she said that they brought him in the office 2 or 3 different times. And so I don't know if he was badgered or whatever, but my husband has been wrongly accused of this because he would never hurt JoJo. He would never, I mean, all he does is have all these things he does with JoJo all the time. And they have a wonderful relationship. And my husband has never used that kind of force to discipline our kids ever. This is just completely out of left field, wacky stuff going on. But I can tell you that daycare has lots of things going on behind the scenes from what told me. She told me that there's a kid that came in with a cigarette burn on her stomach and it was never reported. I don't really know what's going on there, but I feel like they're picking on us because we are in recovery. I feel like it's there's a race thing going on with the lady that is the director there.
Mm.
Um, she said that kids will come in selling like weed and they don't call the cops on their parents or whatever. That people will like some of the teachers there call the kids bad or stupid or you stink.
Mm.
Um, and just stuff that they hide and sweep underneath the rug, but they don't tell us about, obviously, because nobody's going to tell you that.
Yes, sir.
So, anyways,
Your husband told me like you report like on Tuesday when you discovered the injury, the next Wednesday you went and told the academy.
yeah,
What was their
yeah.
response?
What was that?
Okay, what was their response after you went back on Wednesday to tell them that your son was injured? What did they reply
They
back?
never told me. They never told me. Told me. She said, yeah, JoJo had fallen off a seesaw, but they never told us about it. This is after the fact, after it got serious to where the cops came out and talked to me in the parking lot over there. Because Wednesday is when we reported it. Tuesday it happened. Wednesday we reported it in the morning, and then Thursday evening is when they came to our house and put the safety order in effect. Is what they call it, a safety order. I said, I don't agree with this, man. I'm not signing it. Well, she said, well, we're going to get the police involved if you don't. So I went ahead. We talked to a lawyer, and they said you need to cooperate with them. So that's what I did. And he had to leave the house.
You have
But
like you filed the police report already. You got a copy for police reports.
yeah, they're still doing their investigation. They came over and interviewed me this morning. Tomorrow they're going to interview him. And then he's got to go to this place called Mosaic and be interviewed by a forensic
Oh,
um, for
okay.
children. Yeah. So it's not done yet, but I can give you the man's name. His name is Iwamoto. I think it's a Native American name, Iwamoto, and he's at the Duluth police station as a detective or corporal, is what his
Okay.
I mean, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. And I mean, and GFAC's doing what they're supposed to do, I guess. And I don't really know. This has been an unjust thing that has happened, and I feel like my kid was basically badgered or coached. And then another thing I want to add too is that a lot of times they call Armin on the phone and they're not supposed to be putting kids in timeout or, making them sit out. They do that to him all the time. um he had some behavior issues there, but um I don't know if that's the reason that they're trying to get us to leave or something, because they have a hard time like with JoJo sometimes. But they used to say, I'm gonna call your dad on the phone if you don't start behaving, and they would do that over and over and over again. And I feel like it instilled some sort of conditioning, so whenever he was asked, it's what he's been conditioned to think, you know what I mean? So anyways,
So how has this situation affected your family for the past few days?
it's been horrible. I mean, we've been split up. Me and Jojo are allowed to go see Armin at his sister's house, which is up in Barrow County. It's almost a 40-minute drive. He lives in an attic where there's no air conditioning, and we sleep up there with a fan. We're allowed to go there as long as his sister's there. I mean, it's completely ridiculous the way that they have it all set up. And every other night we'll go over and see him. Um, but it's been horrible. I mean, it's been absolutely horrible. We run a company together. Jojo keeps asking for his father, and it's like I have to explain to him, how it all transpired, and how when they were questioning him, I try to ask him without badgering him too, because he's got to be questioned more. But
Okay.
trying to explain to him about, how serious it is when you are telling people the truth, like how important it is to tell them the truth. But anyways, yeah, it's been horrible because we have a heartache in our heart now.
I
That
know.
it's not going to go away until this gets resolved, honestly.
Okay, what last message would you like to share with other parents in Gwinnett County who trust daycare to keep their children safe?
I would suggest that they do their research on daycares and find out, how they're disciplining the children and how they communicate with the parents. And if you ever have a bad feeling about something, to go with your instinct on it. This daycare, we have been so transparent with them, but they have not been transparent with me. So I would suggest people stay away from that daycare. Honestly, it used to be really nice a long time ago, and it's gone downhill. I don't know if it's because of the new owner, Marcus Straight. I don't know him personally, but from what I hear from the employee that used to work there, it's a very disorganized, very gossipy, very private, like keep secrets type of place where they don't want anybody to know what's going on behind closed doors. And that to me is unacceptable when your kids are going there. I mean, I know that they have to keep privacy with the families, but I would make sure that you have a very trusting relationship with them, interview them, whatever you need to do, but don't just take your kid to any place. But yeah, I definitely would warn them against that place. It's been a horrible experience.
This is a developing story, and keep your eyes on Gwinnett News Report to follow up how this situation, how this case goes. And tomorrow we'll bring you an exclusive interview with his dad, and we'll give you the details and the police report that's gonna come with. My name is Victor Vibes, reporting for Gwinnett News Report.